Hello everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to my February TBR. I'm so excited because this is my favorite time of the month. I love making TBRs. If I'm a mood reader, it's so fun, and I only changed my TBR game rules in the past month, so I'm so excited to play another round of the TBR of colors to see which prompts I'm going to get. Now basically, like always, I have so many things going on in February. Also a read-along, also a book club, and obviously readathons. The main readathon that I'm participating in is the OlympicsAthon by Charlotte from Clumsy Charlotte. I will obviously link all of the details in the video description if you want to check it out. And there is a few more readathons and I will talk about everything when we will get to it. But I will start with my TBR game because I'm so excited to see which prompts I'm going to get. And before that, let's talk about the two books that I have to read, the read-along and book club books. The first book that I know that I have to read in February is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armes. Now, if you watch my recent videos, you know that this book is on my priority TBR. I'm so excited to get to it. There is amazing reviews about this book. It's basically fake dating, but from what I understand, it's also enemies to lovers. The main character of the story goes to a wedding of her family relative and she needs to bring a date. So she is looking for a fake date, and someone that she hates from work is accepting the offer of being her fake date. I just heard amazing things. This is for the Enchanted book club. It's for a romantic February theme because February, Valentine's Day. I love romance and I just feel like it will be perfect to read it in February, and I honestly can't wait to read it. And the second book that I have to read in February is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kong. This is the second book in the Poppy War trilogy. I'm reading it for the Poppy War read-along. I'm so excited about. Now again, I'm pre-filming this video, so I actually still didn't read the Poppy War. I have time, don't worry, and I'm so excited to read it. Like, I'm sure that I'm going to love it. But basically, this is an adult fantasy trilogy. It's supposed to be inspired by China. Like, it's supposed to be a pretty Asian fantasy. The main character of the story gets accepted to some kind of academy to be a part of this big war that is going in the world. You know that there is a lot of trigger warnings to this book. It's supposed to be really hard and emotional. If you want to join us, you can still join us. If you read the first book and you want to continue the series, please join us. I'm just so excited for the live shows. So this is the second book that I know that I have to read in February. Obviously, if I can get one of them or even the two of them to my TBR game, it's going to be amazing. But yes, I'm so excited. So let's get firstly to my TBR of colors, and then I will talk about readathons. It's TBR time again. We are here with my TBR card and I'm so excited. Basically, the TBR of colors is my TBR game that is based on colors. I'm using this app for the wheel and I changed a few rules for 2022 for the new year. So all of the new rules will be in my January TBR. I will link it if you want to watch it. But overall, I have a wheel of colors. If I land on a color, I need to pick a book with this color on the cover. It doesn't need to be majority, just a good amount of this color. And I have other things that aren't colors. Those things are prompts. I will get to it when I will land on them. I'm spinning 5 times. I can get more spins if I will land on the rainbow part of the wheel. And yes, I'm really excited, so let's just start. And by the way, I removed the gray color because I do think it's a really hard color and I don't want to make it too hard for me. I want an actual achievable colors, but yes, let's go for the first spin. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first color is red. Because this is a color, I'm going to remove it. Only the prompts I'm leaving, but I'm going to remove red so we won't get it twice. Okay, so the first book for red is a book that I'm really excited for. And this book is also really different from the books that I usually read. And this is Pages & Co. by Anna James. This is Tilly and the Book Wonders. Pages & Co. is the name of the series. And basically, this is a middle grade. And I almost never read middle grade. I read only one in 2021 and I actually loved it. So that's why I want to read more middle grade, and I just hauled it recently, so I'm still really excited about it. And it's basically about a child that loves to read, and she's going to adventures with the characters from the books. It just sounds really sweet. It's also a middle grade, so it will be faster to read, and I know that I'm going to have a lot of books on my TBR, so faster is better. And obviously it's red, so yes, it's perfect for this prompt. Let's spin for the second time. Okay, purple, so I will remove also purple. So the next book is a romance book that I chose. I just love reading romance and I do want to have more romances on my TBR. And this is The Dating Play by Sarah Desai. This is another book that I just hauled recently, and this is a fake dating kind of book, which I really love. And basically the family of the main character really wants her to get married, so she is asking from her childhood crush to be her fake fiance. So it's a fake dating, it's supposed to be really cute and really sweet. I heard really good things about this author, so I really want to check her books and to see if I like them or not. I do think it's a second book in a series, but you're supposed to read it as a standalone. I got it as a standalone. That's what I'm planning to do, and I really hope to love it. Okay, fourth spin, let's go. Okay, green. Green it is. So for green, I'm going to choose a book that I'm planning to read for the OlympicsAthon. And this is Town by Frederick Beckman. Now, this is bluish, but I feel like it's pretty green. Like from what I see from the cover, it looks pretty greenish to me. So I think it totally can count. And basically, we are following some kind of town that in this town, sports is a really big thing. And they get all of their money from sports and from football, I think, or just those stuff. And then something happens in this town, and one of the football players is doing something really bad. So it's around that, and I'm planning to read it for the OlympicsAthon. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit more when we will get to my OlympicsAthon TBR. Okay, let's spin for the fourth time. Okay, yellow it is. We were really close to the punishment slice. Now for yellow, I'm going to pick a book that was on so many past TBRs. Like I wanted to read it for so long already, and I'm reading it also for the OlympicsAthon. And this is The Brightest by Ellen Hong. This is the second book in the Kiss Quanchen series. I read the first book in 2021. It was nice, I liked it. So I really want to read the second one, especially because I heard that the second one is so much better. So I really expect for it to be fun and steamy and just a good time. So I'm really excited for it, and obviously it's really yellow. Okay, so this is the last spin. I might get another spin, but so far it seems like we got only colors without any prompts, so I do hope to get some prompt. Was really close to a prompt, but okay, we didn't got any prompts, and blue is the last spin. Okay, so for blue, I'm going to pick another book that I'm planning to read for the OlympicsAthon, and this is from Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapta. I really love her books. Like I read 2 books by her so far, and it's so different from the books that I usually enjoy from, because it's really slow burn. There isn't almost any plot, but somehow, although I'm a plot-driven reader, I love her books so much, so obviously I really want to check more books, and this is perfect for the OlympicsAthon prompt, so that's why I chose it. So I will talk about it a little bit more when we will get to the Readathons TBR. So now we got to my Readathons TBR. I'm really excited to share my TBR for the OlympicsAthon. But before I will get to my OlympicsAthon TBR, I do want to mention 2 Readathons that I am planning to participate in February. The first one is The Sims Readathon by Ashley from Ashley Reads for Fiction and Fantasy. She created a month-long readathon that is based on The Sims, and I love The Sims. The thing is that I'm not planning to do a TBR for this readathon. I'm just going to go with it and to read books, and then to try and match the books that I read to the prompts, because I do love to do readathons like this sometimes. And the second readathon is going to be the Polarthon by Jade. This is going to be a 1-week readathon that is based on polar fantasy books, just wintry fantasy books. And because I'm pre-filming this video, currently the announcement video isn't out, so I don't know any of the prompts. I can plan my TBR. The only thing that I know that I really want to read and to give it a chance is East by Edith Pato. If you saw my 2022 TBR, you're already familiar with this book, but basically I never read books, and I really want to try reading books. And this was my favorite book when I was a child, like when I was 8 years old, something like this. Obviously I don't remember almost anything. I also don't expect to love it, but I really want to give it a chance and to see if I like it or not. And this is a middle grade. We're following a child that is being given to some kind of bear. And yes, I don't want to know too much. I am planning to read it in my native language, because this is how I read it when I was a child. So I want to have the same experience, like a similar experience, but this is a polar fantasy. So I really want to take the chance of the Polarthon to give this book a chance and to try to read it. So this is the only book that I know that I really want to get to in the Polarthon. But yes, let's get to the OlympicsAthon. Like I said, this readathon was created by Charlotte from Clumsy Charlotte. This is already the second round of the OlympicsAthon. This is the winter edition, I think. It's based on the Olympic Games. Games. And I just want to say that I don't love sports. I don't love the Olympic Games. Like, I don't know anything about them. I still really love this readathon. I enjoyed the first round so much because the prompts are so fun. Like, it was such a great time. I think that Charlotte did an amazing job creating it. So please check it out. I will link all the details in the video description. But it was so fun. So I'm so excited for the winter edition. This readathon, I think it's 3 weeks. It's between February 2nd and 20. So something like 3 weeks, I think. Something like this. And the prompts are actually really hard. Like, I do want to try to complete all of them. I have a plan for all the main prompts. There is also some bonus prompts that are really hard. I have a plan for part of those bonus prompts, but yes, we will get to it. Let's start with the main prompts, and the first prompt is winter. Read the book with a wintry setting, because this is the Olympic Games in the winter. For this, I'm going to pick a horror book that I'm just also excited to read, and this is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I got this book gifted from Steph, so Steph, thank you so much. I'm so excited to get to it, and I also want to read more horror in 2022, so I really want to try to squeeze in more horror to my TBRs. And basically, we're following a woman that is living with her husband near the mountains. They are living in the middle of nowhere. Nobody is there except them for a lot of years. But suddenly, after they were alone for so many years, the main character of the story starts to think that there is someone in the woods. It just sounds so creeping and so good, and it's really wintry, so I really want to read it in winter, in the cold season, before it will get hot, because I live in a hot country. So for me, winter is only January and February, and for me, winter is only rain. I don't have snow or anything, but I still want to read it in the cold month and to feel a little bit of winter. So yes, I'm really excited for it. The second prompt is sports. Read a book that is featuring sports. Now for this, I'm going to read from Lukov with Love. I already talked about it a little bit in my TBR game, but basically I'm really getting into Mariana Zapata books. I really love her writing, and she has so many sport romances. So when I saw the sport prompt, I just knew right away that I have to pick Mariana Zapata book for this one. Now basically the sport here is because the main character of the story is doing figure skating, and I know that this is also enemies to lovers. I honestly don't want to know too much about this book because I want to go to it pretty blind, but I just know that it's supposed to be really slow burn and really emotional, and it's supposed to be a sport romance because the main character of the story participates in sports. So I'm really excited for it, and I'm not sure if it takes place in winter, but the cover looks really wintry to me, so I really hope that it will be wintry. Now the fourth main prompt is country. Read a book that is related to the country that you represent. Now basically in the OlympicsAthon, everyone can choose a country to represent. It doesn't have to be your nationality or your country, but just to pick a country that you represent. And I had such a hard time to choose a country. In the previous round you could choose anything, but in this round it actually affects the points. So I really wanted maybe to choose the US and to have like a really easy time because most of the books are from there. But in the end I decided to do a little bit of a challenge to myself, and I decided to represent Sweden. Charlotte is from Sweden, and her most favorite author that she discovered in 2021 is Fredrik Backman. Now I'm planning to read Bear Town. I might change it, but I don't want to because currently this is the book that sounds the most interesting to me. This is also one of the favorite books of Charlotte, so I'm really excited to get into it. I really want to check his books because Charlotte and I have a pretty similar reading taste, so if she loves Fredrik Backman so much, I do think that I'm going to love his writing too. And he's Sweden, so that's why Sweden. But yes, I'm going to represent Sweden. My plan is Bear Town. Maybe I will read other book by him, but it's probably going to be Bear Town, and I'm really excited for it, and I really hope to love it. Now the next prompt is host. Read a book that is related to the country that is hosting the Olympics Games this year. This country is China. Now for this I'm going to read the Dragon Republic by R.F. Kong because this whole trilogy, this whole fantasy is based on China. I asked Charlotte, it's okay, it counts because it's actually based on China. So that's amazing. Like, it's already a book that I know that I have to read in February. So I'm really excited for it. And yes, that works perfectly. And the last main prompt is the Paralympics. Read a book with a disability representation. For this, I'm going to read The Brightest. I talked about it in my TBR game. I feel like I always want to read this book when I have this prompt in Readathons. I just actually really want to read this book. I don't know why I didn't read it so far. I also plan to read it in audiobook, so I'm really positive that I will actually get to it because reading an audiobook is really easy. And yes, now let's get to the bonus prompts, and this is the tricky part. The first one is continents. Read the 5 continents. Now basically you need to read the 5 books, and this is a bonus, you don't have to do it, but you can read 5 books from different 5 continents. I currently have 3 continents on my TBR. I have North America because obviously most of my TBR is books from the US. I do have Asia because the Dragon Republic, because it represent China, and I'm going to have Europe because Sweden and Frederick Beckman. So I need only 2 more continents, and I'm not sure which books I'm going to read. Probably some audiobook or something, but I really want to complete it. I was really close last time, but I didn't complete it. The next bonus prompt is Flag, a book with all the 5 colors of the Olympic Games on the cover. And this is blue, black, red, yellow, and green. So I need a book with all of those. I don't have a book right now. I might have a book until I will edit this video. So if I already have a book for this prompt, this is this book. But currently I don't have any book for this prompt, so I still need to think about it. The next bonus prompt is a translated book. Basically read 5 translated books. Now for me this prompt is pretty easy because I read in my native language, and most of the books that I read are books that are translated from English. Now you already know that I'm planning to read East by Edith Pato, and I'm planning to read it in my native language like I said, so this is already 1 book. Okay, hello, I'm filming this part again because I didn't explain really good this continents prompt, but basically except East, I do plan to read also Beartown, and Beartown is translated from Sweden, and I do plan also to read Kienka Bancho Otome Love's Battle Royale, which is the book that I found for the flag prompt. It's a manga. I do try to get more into manga, so I'm really happy that I found it, but it's a manga, so it's translated from Japanese, so it means that I already have 3 translated books on my TBR, and I'm really not worried about this prompt. Like for example, the manga is a first volume out of 2, so I might just binge the 2 volumes, and then I already have 2 translated books that I read, but I'm not really worried about it because I do read a lot in my native language, and I do believe that I can find a book or 2 to read in my native language if I want, especially because I read really fast in my native language. So yes, I'm really not worried about this prompt, and currently I have 3 books planned, so I need just 2 more. The last bonus prompt is a bonus prompt that I'm not sure that I'm going to finish, and this is Medal, a book with foiling on the cover. I do want to complete all of the prompts, but the 2 prompts that I think will be the hardest for me are Flag and Medal, so I'm not sure about those 2. I will be totally satisfied to complete all of the prompts except those 2, but yes, this is basically my OlympicsAthon TBR. I have plans for all the main prompts, just the bonus prompts I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I do want to complete all of them, maybe except the Flag and the Medal one. But yes, I'm just really excited about this readathon. Again, check all the details in the video description. I think it's going to be so much fun, and I really can't wait for it to start. So this is my final and official February TBR. There is a lot of books here. This is a pretty colorful TBR, so like it's logical because of my TBR game, but this is all of the books that I'm planning to read on February. There is a lot of books like you saw, but I'm so excited about all of them, and I do think that February is going to be a really good reading month. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed my February TBR, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!